I can't believe it. It's 3 a.m. and I'm talking to you without my appliance. Now, I don't have to, but I have a feeling you can understand me. Not perfectly. And not that I would go without this, because it changed my life. Let me show you. A little sip of water. Anyway, it's like magic. It is the magic wand that changed my life. Once upon a time. And that's a story I'll get back to. Right now, I have to talk about what's happening. I just finished Rituxan about a week and a half ago? 2 weeks ago? I feel amazing. It is 3 a.m. in the morning on the East Coast. I should be sleeping. I'm not. I don't want to sleep. I told my doctor before the 4th treatment that I felt like if every cell in my body had an eye, I felt like all of a sudden, all of the eyes suddenly went, I'm awake. Now what? And my whole body feels like that right now. I feel like, I don't know, is it adrenaline? No, it doesn't feel like adrenaline. It feels like stimulation, like things in my body are waking up. Now, I don't want to be overly excited. And I'll get back to that. Because there's people, I'm going by people's feedback. I'm going by what other people are saying. Your eyes are open. You look vibrant. I actually put my makeup on tonight. And I used to be a sales director with Mary Kay Cosmetics. I haven't taken the time to put my makeup on the way I know how since before I had cancer, breast cancer, over 5 years ago. Tonight, for the first time, I found myself taking the time to do that. I didn't think about it. I was just doing it and having fun. I have hope. I keep saying that I'm back at my baseline, but it's starting to feel like that's my denial. I'm beyond my baseline. I feel amazing. I feel like my body is saying, I can't wait to go exercise. And the thought of exercise for me in so many years has been followed so quickly with, you can't exercise because it'll fatigue you and you won't be able to breathe. And all of a sudden, my body's telling me otherwise. My body's telling me, yeah, we can do this. My mind's telling me, take your time, take it easy. And I identified tonight what that's all about. See, I've had this disease since I'm 8 years old. I don't know anything different. I have lived a life with basing what I do around how I feel, and having swallowing problems and having talking problems and having problems with double vision since I'm 8 years old. The medications just made me more sick. The side effects were worse. So I decided many years ago that I would rather live with the side effects. I'd rather live with the consequences of the disease of myasthenia gravis than live with the side effects of the medications, because they weren't really benefiting me very much. And then several years ago, I no longer had a choice, and I started having breathing problems, been in and out of the hospital the past several years. I can't even count how many times. My first problem breathing was a couple months before I was diagnosed with breast cancer about 6 years ago. And since that time, I've been in the hospital at least twice a year, if not 3 times. And in this past year, I've spent, um, I believe, 8 weeks in the hospital and 4 weeks on chemotherapy, the Rituxan treatment. Because the treatments I was getting were no longer holding, they weren't working. And my breathing was getting more and more compromised, and the frequency that I needed to get the plasma exchange kept increasing. And I was beginning to fear for my life. So it was time to try something new. And I'm sitting here now, but in that context of having this my whole life, it's all I know. There are people with myasthenia gravis that my heart breaks for, because they have a full, abundant life, riding bikes and jogging, or whatever they wanted to do in their adult life. I never had that. Um, I did some things as a child with twirling baton and dancing, but I could never really keep up. I tried and I worked my butt off, and I had some accomplishments, but it always paid a price. And these people that have myasthenia gravis, that have that full life and had it taken away from them, I can't imagine that. Devastating. For me, I'm coming from the opposite place. I don't know anything different. So this treatment has the potential to open some doors for me that I've never seen open. And I believe that's starting to happen. Um, I just feel a different kind of vitality, and I'm excited to explore it. My my daughter and I spent 8 hours together yesterday, and she's 16. Hello, running around, grocery shopping, errands, here, there, everywhere, and it was fun. She's never had that with me. Usually, it's I'm done. It's her waiting for me to express when I can't push myself any further and we have to go. Or me saying we'll go do something and canceling because I physically can't do it, which happened a lot. Sadly, happened a lot. Um, I have hope that some of those things can be different. I have hope that I'm I may live longer. Um, Having an autoimmune disease isn't a joke. There's consequences for these treatments, and there's really high risks. And I have a chronic condition that's not going to go away. I've had cancer 3 times, and have a couple other issues we're looking at. You know, um, with some thyroid and low energy and my hair falling out, and it having a body that's been unhealthy um, is a lot of work. I hear people talk about, oh, well, you can go to work for me. Well, you know what? I would love to, because being chronically ill is a lot of work. Everything's work. I can't even pay my bills right now because my brain is so foggy that I can't get through it. I feel like a first grader who has no idea how to live. Of course, I don't want to admit it to anyone. I don't want to tell anyone because I feel weak. I'm 49 years old. How can I be struggling with this? But I am. And the fear is, it makes me feel like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm going to need assisted living. All these treatments pay a price. What I do know is I do everything I can to be healthy. I eat organically. I hopefully am now going to be able to start exercising. I have some hobbies that I love. I ride a motorcycle. I shoot pool. I have a lovely daughter. I am passionate about photography. Absolutely adore going to see my nephews play baseball. And having a full life is important to me. Well balanced. I've learned how to live within the parameters of, this is my life. I have to balance it out between how I feel and what I'm going to do. And I've had conversations with my friends and family. I've let them know, this is who I am. You can't count on me. I will RSVP, yes, but you have to know I won't know if I will be there until an hour beforehand. I will do my best. I will get the rest I need to be there. But if all else fails and my body is not cooperating, I can't be there. And my true friends have stood by me. But I've had to have the conversations. I've had to share with them and be vulnerable. And do I like to cancel? No. Actually, integrity is really important to me. I feel like if we don't have our word, we don't have anything. So, no, I don't like to. And that's why I think it's important to have the conversation. I'm not very good at asking for help. I like to do all this on my own. But I've needed more help lately. With the 6 weeks in the hospital. You know, it's interesting with the Rituxan, I was really nauseous and not feeling well and no energy, and I didn't open my mail and I didn't cook, and I lived off of Noosa yogurt. It is the best yogurt on the planet. Anyway, and they even sent me, I had to actually send them a message and thank them because I lived on Noosa yogurt for like a month. And they were so grateful that they sent me a thank you thing in the mail with free coupons and great company. Anyway, best yogurt I've ever eaten. I don't know why I said that. So the fear trickles in when it comes to thinking about, what will my life be like without having to think about everything I do? Having some freedom. Maybe get a part-time job. Maybe finish writing the book that I think about all the time. And sadly, what's right on the other side of that is, yeah, but if I get better and then I get sick again, it'll be so much worse. And I found that really sad. And yet I get it. You know, to bloom and then have a lid put on me again. you know. I've been pushing up through the soil and thinking maybe I have this opportunity to bloom like never before. And somebody may put poison on me. Or, there may be a drought. I, I don't know. But I do know this. I do know this. If I don't take advantage of this and live, I'll be playing small. I'll be sitting on the sidelines. I won't be in the game of life. And I don't believe anyone wants that for me. I certainly don't believe that that's why I've been put here. I've lived my life with these diseases knowing my life could end any time. And the quality of my life could change at any time. I'm going to keep living my life that way. This is today. Bring it. Bring it. Let's do this thing. Let's see what it has to offer. Yeah, there's some fear. It's okay. Because if it all goes away, what I do know is that experience that I've been through will help someone else. Every single experience I've been through has helped other people. I don't think my life is any worse than anyone else's. We all have struggles. Gosh, a lot of people are having a lot of struggles right now. A lot. We all have them. As I was going through chemo, I lost my eyesight. We call it double vision, but sometimes that doesn't really explain it for me. It was like someone took a kaleidoscope lens and put it in front of my eyes, and everything I was seeing was multiplied multiple times. And I couldn't drive anywhere that I went for about 3 weeks. Friends would pick me up. And I was coming up on a Southeast pool tournament that I qualified for months and months earlier. So I was kind of upset, and so was my team, that my eyes, what's happening? And I got scared. Oh gosh, what if this is one of those times where something changes and it stays this way, and this is my new normal? This is the new way that I live life every day. Okay. So I just kept putting one foot in front of the other because, I didn't know what was going to happen. If I keep thinking, oh, I'm going to see like this forever, well, then I probably will. It's just as easy to think, I'm not going to see like this forever. And one makes me feel a lot better about the experience than the other. So it turns out I go to the doctor, and he said, let's see what's going on. I said, do you have any MG patients that get more symptomatic from the Rituxan? He said, no. Not Musk. No. So, okay. I don't feel symptomatic in any other ways. In fact, I'm starting to feel pretty good, but I can't see. So he examines my eyes, and what he notices is my range of motion from side to side has increased. And he said, that's why you can't see, because your range of motion has increased, so your eyes are having a difficult time tracking together because the muscles are weak. He said, that's good news. You can smile now. And that was the first sign that anything with the Rituxan might possibly be helping. But I couldn't see. So I was just really trusting in what he was saying. It wasn't by any results that I was seeing. So I feel blessed. I feel like a series of events has led to this happening. There's the twin shamans and um, the owl Talon and some loved ones that have passed away in the past several months. They're all part of this. You know, a week ago, terrorists bombed Paris. My heart is broken. I don't get it. How? How can people be talking about not helping? I probably don't have a terrorist in my neighborhood, but I bet I have a couple criminals. Doesn't affect my life today. I'm grateful for that. Could it? Sure, it could. If I lived in the city, it's a higher probability of some criminal insanity going on that would affect me in my home. And that's reality. That's human nature. Is terrorism human nature? I don't even want to begin to try to explain terrorism. What I do know is cruelty to other human beings is not the solution. I live on disability. I actually have no idea how I'm going to afford to keep living. Been living on a very low amount of disability for a really long time. And my roommate moved out several months ago, right before I was going through chemo. And that's fine. It has nothing to do with her. That was just a scheduling thing. Love her to death. It was time. She's a wonderful woman. But I don't know what I'm going to do next right now. What I learned is I love living alone. It's important for my self-care. Fills my soul to be able to make my environment safe and meet my needs. And yet I can't afford it. I've looked into public assistance so many times over the past several years, and they always say that the Section 8 list is full, or they're not accepting new names, and I guess as long as they don't have the names, they don't have to know that there's people that can't afford to live. And then all this started happening with the refugees. And my heart was broken. And I was like, I want a refugee to come stay with me. I do. I want to help someone. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, and that would help me too. And that's how it works. We give to other people and we receive, and not because we want to receive, but because it's the flow of energy. It's what we put out is what we get back. If we put out fear, if we put out I can't, if we put out focusing on the negative, then that's what we're going to see everywhere we go. If I'm going down the street and someone cuts me off, I can see them as this angry, selfish jerk who's, cut me off, you idiot. Or I can go, oh my God, I hope they're okay. Because maybe somebody just got stung by a bee in the car. Or maybe they just got a text that their kid's in trouble. Like, I don't know what's happening in someone else's world. Heck, I don't know what's happening in mine half the time. So if I can just focus on that and work on the pieces in my world, things will be okay. They'll be okay. Hmm. I don't know what I just recorded, but it will be interesting. Mm.